Okay, the first example that we're going to learn today goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi everyone, this is Rick Prokop and welcome to Piano Power Lessons. Today we're going to play 4 examples using A7th and its tritone substitute E-flat 7th, both resolving to D. And what allows us to resolve this seeming E-flat 7th to D major is the fact that it contains this tritone that was also in the A7th. Therefore, we can analyze this E-flat 7th chord in terms of A. So here we have the root, the flat 5th, the 7th, the flat 9, and the 3rd. So functionally, it's an A7th that appears to be an E-flat 7th resolving out to a D. First, let's replace this A7th with a fancier chord. We'll take the tritone, put it down here. We have the 7th, the 3rd here, and now we're going to put in the 9th of A and the 13th. Okay, and then that's eventually, so this is a rootless A 13th chord, which is going to resolve to a rootless D chord, a D major 9th with a 6th. So it's F sharp A, B, E. So now I have my A 13th, and it's resolving to a D, so this is 5 of D major, so I would play a D major scale against this. But there's a clash with this D against the C sharp, so we raise the D to a D sharp. So now we have the sharp 11 of A7. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, sharp 11, and it sounds great. And then within this new altered mixolydian scale, we have an A major triad, B major triad, A, B, and they just sound great. Let's look at our first 2 examples using this configuration. A 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we're going to start the right hand on this E, and what I would recommend is drop there and then disconnect and drop on the F sharp. So you have 1 and 2 and 3. You see? 1 and drop, down, up, 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 up. And that's a physical group, which I've never really discussed, but at times when you end on the thumb, you should go up to it, okay? And then come off very comfortably with your wrist held high and your fingers pointing down. All right, and with counting, we'd have this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, then we're going to include some fancy chords in the left hand. So instead of an E minor 7th, E, G, B, D, for the 2 chord, we're going to have an E minor 9th, G, the 3rd, 5th, 7th, and the 9th of E, and that's a rootless E minor 9th chord, it's a 2 chord. And then for our 5 chord, our A7th chord, right? Here's the 7th and the 3rd. We're going to add a 9th and a 13th. Okay, so 2 chord, E minor 9th, 5 chord, A 13th, and then we're going to finish on, this is a D, a rootless D chord. So we have the 3rd, the 5th, the 6th, and the 9th. So it's a D major 9th or a D6-9 chord. And then we'll just resolve it to a D6 at the end. All right, with the hands together, we'll start with the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2. So right on the end of 1 there, both hands are going to play together. Watch again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and. Okay? And from that point on, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. And then we finish it out with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right, let's try it with the metronome on 84. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, the next one's a little tricky, so let me play it for you first, and then I'll give you an explanation. So first of all, we're coming down a straight D major scale. And then we're landing on this altered note of the A altered mixolydian. And then we're coming down on this F sharp. And then down on this E. And back up, and then down on the C sharp. So watch again. 1, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. So it's a little tricky. And with counting, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. All right, I have the metronome on 88. Let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now we're going to look at the tritone substitute of A7th, which is E flat 7th. Right, and here's that tritone again. That was in the A7th, allowing us to do this. So just like with the A7th, we're going to use a fancier chord for the E flat 7th, and that will entail using the G, what looks like a D flat, and what looks like an F, okay? But in terms of A, this is really the 7th, the 3rd of A, and the sharp 5, or the augmented 5th. So this could be viewed also as a augmented 7th. And it's much easier to just view it as an E flat 9th. I feel it's much easier knowing that it's also functioning as this A augmented 7th. And then we're going to resolve it to a rootless D major 9th chord. So we'll have an F sharp, A, that's the 5th. We're going to have the 6th, which is a B. And we're going to have the 9th, major 9th, which is an E. All right, so if we view this as an E flat 7th or an E flat 9th, then we say, well, what scale do we use if it's an E flat 7th? And you say, well, A flat major. So we play the A flat major scale beginning on E flat. Sounds pretty good, but this A flat conflicts with the G down here of the tritone, so we have to raise this to an A natural. And that sounds great. So this A natural is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, the sharp 11 again, okay? And with this fancier version down here in the left hand, playing the triads E flat, F, E flat, F, E flat, F, all sound great. Okay, let's look at our next two examples using this new altered mixolydian scale. All right, the next example is pretty brief, and it goes like this. So when we go up the scale now, see, here it is. Remember? And it comes all the way down here, and then we do a lower neighbor to this A. Okay? All right, take a look at the right hand fingering. We're just going up a D scale starting on A. So and we're doing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And when we get up to this A, we're going to put our third finger on the G and do a down, up to your thumb. 3, 1, and then 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and you finish high on your thumb. Okay, watch with both hands. 2, 3, 4, 1. And with time, 2, 3, 4. All right, the next example using the E flat 7th substitution for A 7th is a lot of fun. Remember that I mentioned with this new chord, for the E flat 9th, that we could use E flat, F, all the inversions of E flat and F major. Okay, so we're going to use some of them in this new line. And watch how it goes. Let's examine what's going on here. The first chord is E minor 9th in the left hand, and that's E, G, B, D, F sharp. And it's interesting to note that within E, G, B, D, F sharp, we have a subset of E minor, G major, and B minor. So we're simply taking the triads and playing them as triplets. So we're going 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. And then our next chord in the left hand, which is the substitute, the one that looks like E flat 9th, can use E flat, F major, all the way up. So now we're going to play a first inversion F triad with 1, 2, 5, then a second inversion F triad with 1, 2, 4, then a root position E flat triad with 1, 2, 4, and a first inversion E flat triad with 1, 2, 4, pick up and finish on an E octave with F sharp, A, B, E in the bass. Let's try it slowly at 69 on the metronome. 2, 3, 4. And if we double the time, it becomes very exciting. 2, 3, 4. Well, that does it for today. Thanks again for joining me at Piano Power Lessons, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day.